Okay, today is December 22nd, 2021. It's 2:20 a.m. I know yesterday in this video I said I'm not gonna be recording and I'm gonna take a break, but I came across two tweets that got me recording today. And there's a possibility if the Sussexes come out and bring something, do a podcast on Spotify or put out a family photo, I will definitely come out. But these two tweets that I came across yesterday prompted me to share with you. And this type of tweet could have been on app you Team Sussex, but since I have more following in here on Pure YTE, I'm gonna put it. I've give hint and I triple give hint because nobody said it. I wanna keep my mouth shut. I did not want to be the first one to say it, but I've given hint. And by the way, there's a lot of things the squad are talking about on Twitter. There's thing that's going in Shutter Island. They're force feeding us that these two idiots are in love, and all of this is not worth sharing. All right, believe me, I could have put videos out on that, but there's no love there. But something is going on within the squad, things like that. I don't even need to share that because I know they're trying to throw shiny objects. They don't want 2022 to go forward and then to have the Sussex squad still there, okay? Because they want to do their BS. And I've commented on some tweets. I let them know these are shiny objects. Shiny objects they're throwing at us to divide us. We must remember why we came on Twitter to come together. It's the Sussexes. Let's keep this our objective. Okay? The Sussexes are our objective when the tabloid is saying that BS for us to do what we do best. Alright? So, and I'm sorry to Tina, was it Tina or Michelle? One of them, something happened. I'm sorry about that. Deep down, I'm really sorry about that. But let's keep our focus to be on the Sussexes. With that being said, let's go into the two tweets only, and it's pretty long. All right. So, look at this. This is one of the things that I tweeted yesterday, and somebody likes it. Two people likes it. It said, "The entire mess is to divide us. All I know is I know why I'm here. We've been so effective globally, they can't do their BS as they used to. Those who came here for Harry and Meghan, let's keep it that way. Everything else is noise. Shiny object to distract us. I'm not following shiny objects." Alright, so I let it be known. Something is going on, it's not worth sharing. But let's do the first tweet that I came here to share with you. It is very important. Alright, so this is how I retweeted it. 4 people likes it. Alright, for those who are not following or not paying attention, 2 tweets I retweeted seems completely different, but both are related. They are part of the bigger plan. The only thing I can say is be ready. 2020 election was a way to pause and see what's going on. Sad to say, people don't see. Alright, so there's this here. So this one is about the US. Okay, DC police officer Michael Fanone was beaten unconscious by rioters at the Capitol on January 6, resigned Monday, and will leave the department on December 31st. Alright, that's 46 comment under this. Oh, it started up here. Phew, I forgot. Alright, it started here. Breaking. Officer Michael Fanone has resigned from the Capitol Police. Quote, "Clearly, there are some members of our department who feel their oath is to Donald Trump and not to the Constitution." End quote. And there's a wow. Okay, DC police officer Michael Fanone was beaten unconscious by rioters at the Capitol on January 6th, resigned Monday, and will leave the department on December 31st. Alright, I wanted to focus on his thing here. So after nearly being killed by the people who swore to protect his own department was filled with the same exact people, now telling him that those former people should have succeeded. Wow, we're in deep shit, folks. Wake up. 4 retired generals came out to warn us as a couple days ago that the threat we need to watch is definitely a domestic one. But this time it is the military we have to watch out for when it comes to the next insurrection. That speaks volume as as to where we are now. Okay? Let's see here. Fanone will be on CNN as a commentator. Correction, Fanone was DC Metro, not Capitol Police. Both forces dealing with the same shit, different pile. Alright, let's go into this. Alright, if you want to disrupt a 2024 coup attempt, then go into the right-wing safe space and take a screenshot. You can collect evidence and disrupt their organizing simply by being present anonymously. Alright, so this was the... Alright, so he tweeted this also, the same person that I retweeted. Okay, there's the businessinsider.com. I'll click on it so you guys could read it yourself. Alright, you guys could read it yourself, but I'm not gonna read it. But the main thing here is those tweet that I read it here. Alright, and what they say about the military people who want us. That's the first tweet, and as you can see, there's a lot of comment. Alright, I'm not here for the comment. Okay, don't resign, fight them. Leaving them in charge or a position to do damage to our government is not the answer. The thing is that we all know, but yet we're not doing what needs to be done. Okay, this is the main one, the main major one. Okay, I retweet these two, give people some warning about it, but there it is. I'm coming here. This one is gonna be on Pure YTE channel because I have more subs. I don't care if YouTube decided not to make money. This is a warning to you guys, and this is the only reason I come out here to record this morning. And by the way, I have plenty of sleep yesterday after I recorded. Alright, it's not like I didn't sleep. Okay, so there's the tweet. Finally, someone said the objective. That's me who's saying that before I retweet this. Alright, finally, someone said the objective. The entire sex trafficking going globally is precisely for this. Trap everyone in sight to be able to get to this point. Paralyze the world with COVID. I was running out of character, so I removed some stuff. Paralyze the world with COVID. Walk through to reunite Soviet Union. They did not want any opposition. They got all politicians effed up with sex thing with underage, and then their objective is to reunite Soviet Union, all the Russian speaking countries to be united. Okay, and then when you look, let me finish with my thing. Why do you think they want to get rid of EU? Alright, what did Trump did when he first got in office? Trying to remove the United States with anything that deal with the European Union. Alright, so divide it, weaken it. Because when you look at the EU, what was the United Nations, this kind of thing, you divide these things, what happened? The world is not the same. The countries who were united together don't know what each other's doing, so they want to weaken it. Okay, I did only one person, one of my followers knew exactly what I'm talking about. I did mention to that person privately, but there it is. Now I'm making a video about it because someone else have mentioned it. I did not want to be the first one to come out and say it. Now let's go to the thread. It's a long one. Okay. In the last few weeks, I have become increasingly convinced that Kremlin has unfortunately made decision to invade Ukraine later this winter. While it is still possible for Putin to de-escalate, I believe the likelihood is now quite low. Allow me to explain why. Alright, there are numerous signals that Russia has sent recently that make me believe invasion is almost certain, as well as a substantial number of reasons for why this is the preferred route for Putin. Signal, the obvious one. The military buildup on Ukraine borders in the north, east, and south, and Crimea. Remember, during Obama presidency, There was some stuff that was going on in Crimea. Um, if you guys were not paying attention, I don't want to go because I'm not really a tactical person. I'm not really a military person. But when you see the sign, you can't help it but to wonder. People don't question, don't listen to the good, reputable journalist who's putting facts out there. But everybody's trying to blind everyone with shiny objects. They trap them on every single thing that you could think of because those things are so shameful. Sleeping with kids and stuff like that, these are things that trap people. There's one video I have regarding Rachel Maddow that explain what happened, how Putin trapped his opponent and how he came about with this tactic. Alright, this is being done in a global scale. I've said this in some shape or form, but not fully. But now someone is saying them. Alright, and look at the first tweet that I read. Okay, all the US politician who's doing some dumb shit. Okay, people who were in January 6th. You have member of Congress texting, doing different things and all of that. They all part of it. They got something on each and every single one of these people. Alright, so we need, when it's time to vote, we need to pay attention. Alright, let me continue. This mobilization is qualitatively and quantitatively different from the past. 75% of Russia's total battalion tactical group have been moved. Artillery, air defense units, tanks, APC, bridge line equipment, mine clearers, armor, excavators, engineering equipment, refueling, huge amount of logistic, etc. follow. Okay, there's someone here who PhD student, war student, previously USMC, Columbia SIPA, Center ASC, and Alpha Fellowship focus on Russia defense policy. Okay, let me follow this person. Okay, huge amount of logistic, etc. Follow this person for detail. Okay, this is a massive mobilization and a clear preparation for an extensive invasion, not a bluff. Alright, you also can keep all this equipment, troops, and logistic there forever. There's this person, he tag again, think they will have to pull back by summer at least latest. Guess what? Because Biden is in office. If Trump was in office, everybody turn a blind eye. It's the US they were waiting for. But with our vote, people stand online. Even people who didn't even know these things were going on, but because they stood for the truth, for things that was going on in the country, this is why. Okay, there's a halt right now, but guess what? His eyes is still focused on his prize. All right, guess what? We could hate Putin as much as we want, but he's doing his job for his country. Let's see here, like a rifle and a Chekhov play, you don't put it there if you are not expecting to use it. Signal cyber prep. Since early December, there has been a dramatic increase in cyber intrusion on Ukraine government and civilian network from Russia. Same thing that happened in the US with pre-2016, what they did with Facebook and all of that. So the Russians study people very well, very well. Okay, that's that. Okay, as I told who's this now, White House and national security correspondent, New York Times, CNN contributor, author of Confront and Conceal the Inheritance and the Perfect Weapon. Okay, followed by Rob Lee, Malcolm Nance. I follow Malcolm Nance and 8 others that I follow. This worth follow as well. Alright, so he tagged this person and that person. Who's that? Julian E. Barnes. Okay, Intel national security reporter for New York Times. Okay, ex Wall Street Journals at the Pentagon and Brussels. Alright, Malcolm Nance, also follow him. This worth follow. Okay, to get the good news, you follow good people. Okay, so let me start all over. As I told this person and that person yesterday, the target are precisely the ones that you expect to be targeted for intel collection and battlefield preparation ahead of an invasion. Okay, so let me click on it. Alright, and I'll put the link of that in the description. US and Britain help Ukraine prepare for potential Russia cyber something. Russia has attacked Ukraine's power grid in the past, and experts say Moscow might take similar steps as it masses troops along the border. This is the main thing that's going on around the world. We're not hearing it. I'm not on how do you call this, on uh, where I have CNN and MSN. I don't know if they're talking about that, but at least other things, I don't see this kind of thing being talked about. All right, let me continue with his thread. Signal diplomatic ultimatum. The list of demands that Russia issued last week was a non-starter for the US and NATO allies. It is simply not a serious proposal for the start of the negotiation. I don't know if anybody knows this stuff is going on. In fact, it will likely be rejected by Russia itself if it comes to reciprocal steps to not deploy Iskander missiles and Kaliningrad and cruise missiles in Russia's western territory. So he retweeted himself here. That was in December 17. This is how you know Kremlin is not really serious about its list of demands. They will never agree to the reciprocal steps they themselves are proposing. Demands are just a pretext for invasion that's almost certainly coming in late January or February. Wow. I didn't even know. Am I following this guy? No. Chairman, Silverado Policy Accelerator, co-founder and former CTO, CrowdStrike Cybersecurity. Okay. Malcolm Lentz. How come this thing came in my timeline? I'm not even following him. Now I shall follow him. Okay. Whew. Okay. I'm telling you, I'm not a tactical or military person. Never joined the army or anything. I knew all this BS we were hearing was because of that, because of Russia. But I was afraid to say it because I didn't know if anybody knew it. I didn't want to be the first one to say it. Like I knew, like I have a special magic ball, have people come and take my computer away. Okay? That's why I didn't respond. But apparently other people were talking about it. Okay? Let me continue with the tweet. Signal making the list of demand public and making it difficult to climb down from them without losing face is an unprecedented diplomatic step that further signal they are not serious about having actual talks and want a propaganda pretext for invasion. That's what they're good at, propaganda. Signal rejection of multilateral negotiation and demand. One US-Russia talk. This is designed to either provoke or rejection from the US, yet another pretext for war, or drive a rift between US and its allies in Europe. Either way, a win-win. Okay, so this guy know what he's talking about. Guess what? If we had the orange guy there, a blind eye will be turned. Nothing. When he went to Russia and have a meeting with Putin without any translator, all right. It's the plan. It's the plan. I don't know why nobody have talked about that. And don't forget, China is looking for its own interest too. If this were to happen, China have its own interests, I believe, maybe Taiwan or something like that. I'm telling you, we are in deep shit. That 2016 election put us way behind. Okay? And then we have that pandemic going on. People's getting sick. There's new trend that going on. It's unbelievable. All right, I'm close to 20 minutes now. Making the list of demand and making it difficult to, okay, I read this already, did I? Okay, let me finish reading. Making the list of demand public and making it difficult to climb down from them without losing face is an unprecedented diplomatic step that further signal they are not serious about having actual talks and want a propaganda pretext for invasion. Signal. Rejection of multilateral negotiation and demand. Okay, that's where I was. Rejection of multilateral negotiation and demand. 1. US Russia talk. This is designed to either provoke or rejection from the US, yet another pretext for war, or drive a rift between US and its allies in Europe. Either way, a win-win. Okay. Why both? So he retweeted that. The talks should be bilateral. As for other format, of course, we do factor the wishes of certain figures and representative of certain structure, but this does not mean that we are changing our position. 331 of whatever. Now, this is a thread within a thread. How many more? Okay, I don't want to scroll back and then don't see where I'm at. Okay, there's this. Moscow, December 20th. Russia proceed from the assumption that contacts on security guarantees with the United States should be conducted in bilateral format. Russia Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov told reporter on Monday, quote, "We have taken note and we will consider it," he said, commenting on the statement made by Joseph Borrell, the EU foreign policy chief. Quote, "I confirm what was said on our part last week. We put forward negotiating on this topic with the United States, and the talk should be bilateral. As for other format, of course, we do factor in the wishes of certain figures and representative of certain structure, but this does not mean that we are changing our position. We continue to advocate the bilateral negotiation process with Washington." Okay, so that's that. And it's a thread, so I don't want to go into that. Maybe I'll come back to it. Alright, demand for urgency. A real negotiation on the points Russia is raising will take years. Expecting it to be resolved quickly is unrealistic, and Russia knows it. Guess what? Russia is very good at waiting. What is happening in 2024 in the US? Okay, what sort of talk we're hearing all over the news and the US? It's mostly Trump. They want to put him back here, so he's gonna calm himself down. So there's no reason to start a war now when he's betting on 2024. It's for his guy to be back in office to turn another blind eye. Okay, so this is the thing we have to really pay attention to in the US. Yet another pretext for invasion by claiming the US is not serious about their concern. Alright, Russia Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov, I don't know, I can't pronounce his name, demand urgent answer to Kremlin security proposal from the US, threaten a new spiral of confrontation. This is just talk to get things going, but he's not gonna do anything. But until after 2024 election, if Biden wins again, he's gonna low down again and wait until the next election. Alright, they're pretty good at waiting. The main thing is they don't want a war with the US. And what's really sad is he got so many shit on our politician, okay, and then they doing the work within. And this is why I read the other tweet before this one. Alright, so you have to juggle these things and see what's going on. Alright, the thread continue. Rhetorically, things are reaching a boiling point. Diplomatic language is being thrown out the window, and with each day comes a new escalation. Alright, so he retweeted that. That's a thread within a thread. The matter is not about fear. The matter is that our neighbors, not only Ukraine, have reached a kind of boiling point which really forces us to take certain radical steps. At least we said that we are prepared to think in a different way. What is this? Let's click on that. Moscow, December 20th, Task Initiative on Security Guarantees stem not from fear but from the reaction of Ukraine and other neighboring countries which forced Russia to take radical steps. Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Andrei Rudenko said on Monday, quote, "The matter is not about fear. The matter is that our neighbors, not only Ukraine, have reached a kind of boiling point which really forces us to take certain radical steps. At least we said that we are prepared to think in a different way," he said, commenting on the factors behind Russia's security initiative and possible consequences of their rejection. Alright, let me continue with the thread. The information battlefield is now being prepared for a provocation that can be pinned on Ukraine, US, or NATO, or all three. They will be used as part of an excuse to justify an invasion. Alright, let's see here. Russian Defense Minister Shoigu has said that American PMC is preparing to provocation using chemical component on Donbass. According to him, unknown chemicals were delivered to Avia and Krasla Lima. I don't know. So they put throwing things out there. Remember how the US said their nonsense about chemical and in Iraq or something like that? Mass destruction kind of thing. So he's using the same tactic on us now. That's pretty much that. It's 18 seconds. I don't know what language is in.
Для совершения провокаций в города Авдеевка и Красный Лиман доставлены резервы неустановленного химического компонента. Не снижается число обстрелов украинских военнослужащих мирных кварталов Донбасса. Для совершения провокаций...
I don't understand Russian, but I had to put it whoever found this. So that's that. Okay, let's talk now about the reason to invade. From Putin's perspective, which are also numerous, okay, fear or shifting military power balance between Kiev and Donbass separatists. Putin observed that Karabakh war last year and has a good appreciation for what a military armed with modern NATO weapons such as Turkish TB2 drone can do to retake territory. He has lost faith that Zelensky has any interest in resolving the issue of Donbass diplomatically and believes he needs to forestall a change in the status quo, their military sooner or later. Okay, incidentally, Saakashvili, okay, sorry, I'm pronouncing this wrong, I already know. Okay, pushed to rearm and take over Georgia separatist territories and change the status quo, and what triggered the Georgian war in 2008. Similarities to today's are eerie. Real concern about NATO expansion. We can debate all we want about whether NATO truly presents a threat to Russia, but what's important is that the Kremlin elite believe that it does. And this is why we're seeing all those nonsense that's happening. Alright? They blackmail all these politicians around the world to do their bidding, okay, not bidding. Okay, over the last 300 years, there had been numerous devastating invasions of Russia, Hitler, Napoleon, Swedes, Poles, etc., which had been launched either through from what is now Belarus or Ukraine. The prospect of either country join NATO, implicit anti-Russian military alliance, has been and will be unacceptable to any Russian leader, Putin, Yeltsin, Gorbachev, or even someone like Navalny, and is viewed as an existentially threat. Pro-Western government in Ukraine, protests against Lukashenko, color revolution in Georgia, protests in Moscow, etc., have all been viewed by Putin through the same lens, covert Western attempt to undermine Russia and build coalition of enemy states in the near abroad. Reason. Even without Ukraine joining NATO, Putin has become convinced that the pro-Western Ukraine possesses a serious threat, giving the deployment of NATO weapons and advisors there even without formal membership. Okay, his talk of 4 to 5 minute missile flight time to Moscow or threat to Crimea may sound like a paranoia to us, but he believes it. Which is all that matters right now. Alright, so this is 1 minute and 35 seconds. It's probably in Russian.
Но то, что они сейчас делают на территории Украины, или пытаются делать, и планируют делать, это же не за тысячи километров от нашей национальной границы. Это у порога.
I don't understand anything. So, pretty much the reason he was not, his face changed. Did he get any plastic surgery? But anyway, the reason he was not in power during Obama's presidency, we had the other one who was holding the space for him, okay, because he couldn't get Obama. Obama was too smart for him. Okay, Obama wasn't buying his BS, so he stayed low, pretending Russia is a democratic thing and whatever. But what was happening? The president that was there was just holding the position for him. And then once Obama is not in office, there he is here. All right, and I believe they changed some laws over there. I don't know. All right, there's more. I didn't finish listening to this because I don't want to waste time. Okay, I don't understand Russian. Okay, he knows that an invasion of Ukraine will put a permanent end to all talk of Ukraine, Georgia, Belarus, or any Central Asian state of either joining NATO or deployment of NATO weapons and troops on their territories without Russian agreement. Alright, it will instantly reinstate Russia's sphere of influence in that part of the world. No former Soviet Union state, aside from Baltics, will dare to flirt with NATO or EU again. Okay, from a timid perspective, this might be the best time he will ever have to invade. Okay, US is distracted by domestic. There it is. That's the thing here. US is distracted by domestic politics and new geopolitical confrontation with China. Not just China. Not just China. You could see a fingerprint of Putin in that as well. Okay, energy prices are skyrocketing. Europe is wholly dependent on Russia, gas, and even the US is currently importing Russian crude oil. This is why Obama had put embargo on Russia at one point. Okay, this all of this. So much to take. There is little chance there will be economic sanction on fossil fuel as a result. Okay, sanctions are not an effective deterrent. Russia has learned to live with them, even if it dislikes them. Its economic is much more resilient today to them, including in part due to help from China. Moreover, it has learned to expect sanctions no matter what it does. Okay, sanction instituted this year for activity traditionally considered acceptable espionage, such as the solar wind, holiday bear hacks, have undermined their use for deterrences, as they sent a signal that we will sanction Russia for anything it does. Alright, so that's the end of his thread. So when I come across this, I said, oh my God, finally someone is saying it. Someone saw it, and I've seen this mile away. Alright, let me read some of these comments here. Okay, judging by the Kremlin activities all year, Putin has been making preparations since the beginning of the year for invasion through several phases and operation, and is using Europe, US to provide justification by lying out imaginary threat over the past few months. That's right. Okay, what are the chances that the Omicron strain is impacted Russian forces now building up near the Ukraine border? So I don't know how COVID is affecting them over there, but I truly believe this is why they allowed this thing to come in the US, all right, to paralyze people. And this is why Biden said all of its military people must be vaccinated. Okay, any concentration of large group will surely spread the virus amongst them, no matter what the number of vaccinated with the Russian vaccine. Pretty good analysis, but missed some important point. One, this will create a hostile NATO state and what remain of Ukraine. The sanction imposed will be significantly worse than you lay out. The West will help Ukraine resist. Okay, also Baltic will be fully armed and openly hostile. Nordics will likely join NATO, will be a new Cold War, and same result will eventually occur. That I believe so too. Okay, if the invasion goes ahead, can Ukraine make this extremely costly and lingering for Russia? I'm thinking of partisan activity, attack on Russian soil, and retaliation, unconventional war, etc. But I don't want to read all of this, but the main thing is, there it is. There's the thread that pretty much explained in some ways of what I was thinking based on what I was seeing. Okay, so all those I suggest you go look at that history thing that I have, where Rachel Maddow talk about how Putin framed one of those opponents who was running against one of former president and whatever, and this person had resigned, and you get him in power, and all of this. Every step changed the way of history. So go watch this, and then you see what's going on with our politician, what's going on with Virginia Giuffre, what's going on in the UK, the way they are behaving. Okay, those politicians, the way they are behaving. Alright, so all this play a good part of it, because they got something on all of those politicians to turn a blind eye, make the internal inflicting, okay, self-inflicting chaos that's going on here, so Russia could just walk up and do its thing. Alright, so, and there's no reason for me, like I said at the beginning of this video, for me to talk about, let's see, my notification is popping. Okay, I don't see any connection. Okay, one of the things they're talking about here, I'm not even gonna go to all of it. Alright, I don't see any connection here. Just because Meghan was in the UK doesn't mean she knew about pedo lifestyle. Dead on arrival. I can see if they call any of the Sussexes, they will lose. That's regarding Virginia Giuffre's thing. Okay, Harry will not say, and definitely doesn't know. They can use info from Maxwell trial. That's it. Alright, so this is what I was referring to here. Okay, tabloid speculation. Meghan may be forced to testify in Prince Andrew's lawsuit. Alright, what Meghan know? Nothing. Nothing. Alright, they're gonna call her to talk, and she's gonna say, I don't know. What are, I was there for a few hours doing stuff here for charities here and there, and you're calling me about pedo Andrew? They were using my name to distract people from Andrew. That's all I know. So go talk to those people who were putting those headlines. Don't call me. Meghan doesn't know. Even if she knows, she's not gonna get involved in this. Alright, so that's one of the things that's going on here, and there's another one here. Alright, since I'm making this video, I will just go on to this very vaguely. The entire mess is to divide us. All I know is I know why I'm here. Okay, we've been so effectively globally, they can't do their BS as they used to. Those who came here for Harry and Meghan, let's keep it that way. Everything else is noise. Shiny object is to distract us. I'm not following shiny object. Alright, let's go. Why was that? Some people on this app are truly sick in the head, like what the actual F. Alright, there's something else that's going on. I don't see here. Okay. Alright, my sister-in-law, that's regarding Zuzu. Alright, there's this. Finally, someone say. Alright. Okay, he controlled the whole family. Okay, this one is kind of funny. It's worth sharing. Alright, so is this one. Okay, who knew Andy Peters was a psychic, knowing exactly what Harry and Meghan are doing for Christmas? There's a rolling eye. Good morning, Britain. Okay, and this is the thing that I respond to. And it's wrong because Americans do not follow the British custom. Archie and Lily are not getting a quote gag and quote gift. They're getting every toy, clothing, electronic, etc. They want. All their rich aunties and uncles have them covered. Gag gift who? Okay, I don't know what was said in the Good Morning Britain, but there's me responding to that. Alright, I was like, my poor ass will empty my account for Archie and Lily, then I will go and cry. These little kiddos deserve everything their heart desired. Their mom and dad fought hard for that lifestyle. Whatever the Sussex's kiddos want, they shall get. And I was like, amen. 9 people likes it, and there's someone who agrees. Same here. Yep. Alright, so I'm gonna stop. Let's do a prayer. And by the way, this I don't even have access to New York Times. Alright, but I'll put the link in the description for you guys, and this also, the Insider. I'll put these two in the description. Let's do a prayer. I'm thinking world peace for all this BS to stop. Alright, let's yeah, prayer for world peace. Okay, dear God, our world is hurting and broken. We pray for those who have lost loved ones this week. Please comfort them and their grief and loss. Cover them with your peace and presence as only your spirit can do. We know that in whatever we face, you are our peace and refuge and a very present help in time of trouble. Alright, let's do this one. I'm looking at this one. Hopefully I could see all the text. Okay, a prayer for peace in the community. Oh Lord our God, in your mercy and kindness, no thought of ours is left unnoticed, no desire or concern ignore. You have proven that blessing abound when we fall on our knees in prayer, and so we turn to you in hour of need. Surrounded by violence and cries for justice, we hear your voice telling us what is required. Quote, only to do justice and to love goodness and to walk humbly with your God. End quote. Fill us with your mercy so that we in turn may be merciful to others. Strip away pride, suspicion, and racism so that we may seek peace and justice in our community. Alright, when I see the racism here, this is the cancer in our society. To go do, to create unjustified wars. Alright, whatever they're trying to do, make it stop. Make them see. Alright, strengthen our hearts so that they beat only to the rhythm of your holy will. Flood our path with your light as we walk humbly toward a future filled with encounter and unity. Be with us, O Lord, in our effort, for only by the prompting of your grace can we progress toward virtue. We ask this through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Alright, let's do a prayer for what's blinding the eyes, for hate to see the truth. Okay, for those with hate, let me phrase it perfectly. For those with hate to see love. Let's see what popped up, because love and peace, let's say, and peace, because we don't want to send our children into the battlefield. I want to do one. I'm gravitating toward that. Okay, Lord, I pray that so and so will experience your love in a way that radically changes them. That compassion and grace from others will overflow into their lives and leave them eager to love as you love. As you love, soften their heart and open their ears to the correction of the Holy Spirit. You tell us in the Bible that Holy Spirit is the best gift and teacher. Teach them to walk in your ways, to reject the criticism and judgmental thoughts toward themselves and others that come to their mind. Guard their lips against sowing deceit or hateful words. Surround them with people who will speak the truth and love them. Alright, so that's a good one. That's it. 43 minutes. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. Like I said, I was not going to record anything. As you can see, some of the things that I went vaguely regarding the Sussexes are just noise. Alright, and there's other thing regarding Shutter Island. There's love going there, but there's no love. Alright, but if the Sussexes come with something, and I will definitely share it with you, or something really emergency like this one, those two threads that I share with you, and I thought it was worth it to share with you. We need to pray, because those boys, okay, these are mostly men, putting people's lives and at risk for stupidity. Alright, that's it. Thank you for your support, and those who listen to my podcast every day. I read your comment. I appreciate it, and thank you for your support. Okay, that's it.